If you wanted to autofill, autofilling means extending the actual formula all the way down so that way it calculates a certain amount of columns that you're trying to calculate. For example, if I click on cell G5, I get the sum of cell C4 all the way to F4. If I double click on it, it sort of highlights the data that I am trying to sum. So initially, I'm actually going to do C5. It's not C4, but C5 instead. So that way, it only calculates row 5, and then I'm going to press enter. If I press enter, it automatically autofills. So let's just assume that it's not going to autofill. I would have to click on the actual cell. I will go to the bottom right-hand side where you see that little plus sign. You click and you drag all the way down. Now, every single one of these rows is the sum of everything that occurs in that row. So for example, the sum of Sam Burkholder would be 68,075, which is a sum of quarter 1 all the way to quarter 4. I could do the same thing for each quarter. If I wanted to know the sum of quarter 1, the sum of quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, and the total, I would go to the bottom right-hand side, hover over that little dot, click, and drag all the way to cell G12. Enumerating is a little bit different because it sort of extends the day, it extends the time, it extends the month, it extends whatever it is that you need to extend, right? So Excel needs to know 2 different cells before you go ahead and extend. For the month, you can actually extend it even with 1 cell, but for everything else, you got to do 2 cells. So that way Excel knows the difference between the 2 cells. You highlight both cells, you go to the bottom right-hand side, you click, and you drag. So if I wanted to go ahead and send it all the way to December, I go all the way to December. Let's say I want a phone bill. The phone bill every month is going to be $120, and the rent, let's say it's going to be $3,000, right? I would click in the phone bill. The phone bill is going to be the same every month. I would click and I would drag. So that way now I have $120 across time. My rent is not going to change for the next 12 months. So I click and I drag. Another way how you can extend is, let's say if I have dates here. I have January 1st and I have January 2nd. If I want to go ahead and extend it all the way to the end, I would go to the bottom right-hand side, I would click, and I would drag all the way to the very last of the data. And that is how you autofill and enumerate.